Earlier this week, the government watchdog group Judicial Watch obtained 180 pages of some very important documents showing even more communications between two anti-Trump FBI officials, Peter Strzok and Lisa Page, and their role as part of the cover-up in the investigation into Clinton's emails and Anthony Weiner's laptop. The new press release from Judicial Watch also references former FBI Director James Comey. Now, we already got some information on James Comey and Anthony Weiner's laptop in the Inspector General's report in June of 2018. One of the biggest, most unbelievable claims from James Comey I've referenced previously on this channel, but want to again reiterate, where Comey claimed that he didn't know that Anthony Weiner was married to one of Hillary Clinton's top aides, Huma Abedin. Or more specifically, James Comey tries to claim that he didn't know that he knew that Anthony Weiner was married to Huma Abedin. Many watching likely also remember how James Comey previously claimed that he did not know about these texts sent between these two anti-Trump FBI officials. And back in December of 2018, Republican Congressman Jim Jordan complained how James Comey said 245 times that he doesn't remember, doesn't recall, or doesn't know when questioned as part of a closed-door hearing. Back in 2018, Congressman Jim Jordan said, quote, 245 times Comey said, don't remember, don't recall, don't know. The biggest takeaway for me was the don't know part. Specifically, he didn't know about Christopher Steele, the guy who used his work product, the dossier, to get the warrant to spy on the Trump campaign, Jordan explained. Went on to add, quote, here's the key player, the guy who wrote the document that was the basis for getting the warrant, and he didn't know anything about it. So here's the new press release from Judicial Watch they posted earlier this week. Strzok's Weiner timeline shows gap between Clinton email discovery and search warrant. Judicial Watch announced today it received 180 pages of records of communications between former FBI official Peter Strzok and former FBI attorney Lisa Page that include Strzok's Weiner timeline, which shows a time gap of almost a month between the discovery of former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's emails on the laptop of disgraced former Congressman Anthony Weiner and the obtaining of a search warrant. On November 3rd, 2016, Strzok sent an email to Page with a Weiner timeline. The document shows on September 28th, 2016, the assistant director in charge of the New York office of the FBI reported potential MYE-related material referring to mid-year exam, which was the code name of the FBI's Clinton email investigation. The timeline shows that not until October 30th, almost a month after the discovery, was a search warrant for the emails obtained. Before giving more info from the newly obtained records, the Judicial Watch press release first reminds us how a partial Strzok timeline was already included in Department of Justice Inspector General Michael Horowitz's June 2018 report on the Clinton email investigation. Also, the report suggested possible bias by Strzok at that time, saying, quote, we did not have confidence that Strzok's decision to prioritize the Russia investigation over following up on the mid-year-related investigative lead discovered on the Weiner laptop was free from bias. They then explain how the new documents are the latest production from a January 2018 FOIA lawsuit filed after the DOJ failed to respond to a December 2017 request for all communications between Strzok and Page. They note how the FBI is only processing the records at a rate of 500 pages per month and has refused to process text messages. At this rate, the production of these communications won't be completed until late 2021. The new records uncovered by Judicial Watch also include an email chain that concludes on November 5th, 2016, the day before Comey notified Congress that the FBI had not changed its July conclusion with the subject line drafting in which Strzok indicates that he is working on the initial review of the data for an upcoming statement. Another email from November 6th, 2016, with the subject line "Request for Conference Call Bridge." Strzok tells senior FBI officials, "Redacted, John and I completed our review of all potential Hillary Rodham Clinton work emails on the laptop. We found no previously unknown potentially classified emails on the media." Again, in reference to the Weiner laptop. Though Judicial Watch again points out how reportedly only 3,077 of more than 300,000 emails found on the Weiner laptop, quote, were directly reviewed for classified or incriminating information. 3 FBI officials completed that work in a single 12-hour spurt the day before Comey again cleared Clinton of criminal charges. The emails also include an October 30th, 2016 email titled "MYE Data Update," in which Strzok tells other top FBI officials, quote, "The discussion of the classified email remains accurate." In an October 31st, 2016 email thread discussing a New York Times article about the FBI conducting a review of Huma Abedin's emails found on Weiner's laptop that Strzok circulated to then Deputy Assistant Director of Counterintelligence Jonathan Moffa, then Assistant Director for Counterintelligence Bill Priestap, and redacted persons, Moffa says, quote, "I think redacted," to which Strzok replies, "Yes, we did. Makes you wonder who dialed in." Moffa responds, "Sure does. First reference I'm ever aware of to our review network too." On November 1st, 2016, a redacted official in the director's office emails Strzok, Page, and other redacted persons with a media question asking, quote, "Politico asks why all of Huma's electronic devices she may have used were not subpoenaed early on. Could you please provide any guidance on how I should respond? Redacted, thank you." Strzok replies, "Hi, redacted." On October 31st, 2016, Strzok forwarded to Page a Mother Jones article titled "A Veteran Spy Has Given the FBI Information Alleging a Russian Operation to Cultivate Donald Trump," concerning the allegations by a former senior intelligence officer for a Western country who specialized in Russian counterintelligence that the Russian government has for years tried to co-opt and assist Trump. Also on October 31st, 2016, Strzok forwarded to Priestap, Moffa, and Page and unidentified persons an NBC News article titled, quote, "FBI making inquiry into ex-Trump campaign manager's foreign ties," about an FBI investigation of Paul Manafort, with Strzok saying, quote, "Wow, busy news night, talked with redacted earlier. He said," Washington Post reporter Ellen Nakashima had mentioned below to him. An unidentified general counsel office official then responds, quote, "FYI, Slate has an article on the Trump server." In this press release from Judicial Watch, they also point out how the Slate article that this conversation is referring to was then debunked. On November 14th, 2016, New York Times reporter Matt Apuzzo emailed an unidentified FBI official asking, quote, "We got this in the mail today. Any truth to it?" Attached was an affidavit for a criminal arrest warrant and search warrants purporting to have been sworn out by an FBI agent and allegedly charging Donald John Trump with conspiracy to commit espionage. The FBI official forwarded it to Strzok and other redacted officials saying, quote, "For your awareness, the New York Times provided the attached document to us today in order to verify its authenticity. It is supposedly an affidavit in support of espionage charges against Donald John Trump. They received it in the mail today. They doubt it is an authentic document, noting there are numerous inaccuracies. Wanted to provide it for your awareness." Strzok forwards it to Page saying, quote, "Told them it was not authentic, redacted." Judicial Watch also received productions of 171 pages and 119 pages of Strzok page emails showing the FBI actively pushed stories to the media to stoke its claim that the Bureau was, quote, highly confident that Russia was behind recent hacks. One email shows Strzok telling Page about an appearance on CNN by then Assistant Attorney General for National Security John Carlin, saying, quote, on CNN now, talking about hacking of state election systems. The new emails also show Strzok, Page, and other high-ranking FBI officials discussing the alleged destruction of laptops. A lengthy discussion about how to respond to a reporter's inquiry into an alleged quid pro quo related to Hillary Clinton's emails in which the State Department would create additional FBI overseas positions, and Strzok defending Director James Comey after a former FBI official said Comey had, quote, thrown all the agents under the bus. Reacting to these newly obtained documents, Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton says, quote, these new records show how Hillary Clinton was protected from investigation over the Weiner laptop by the FBI for a full month during the presidential campaign, and the documents further confirm that Strzok pushed Russia smears of Trump laundered through the media within the FBI. No wonder the FBI is slow-rolling the release of these documents. Finally, they recap a few of the other very recent developments leading to this newest batch of documents. In February of this year, Judicial Watch made public several emails between Strzok and Page that showed their direct involvement in the opening of Crossfire Hurricane, the Bureau's investigation of alleged collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. The records also showed, quote, confirmed classified emails on Clinton's unsecure non-state.gov email server beyond the number presented in Comey's statements. In January 2020, Judicial Watch revealed Strzok Page emails that detail special accommodations were given to the lawyers of Clinton and her aides during the investigation of her email controversy. Additionally, in November of 2019, Judicial Watch uncovered Strzok Page emails showing the attorney representing 3 of Clinton's aides met with senior FBI officials. Lastly, in a separate case, a judge recently granted Judicial Watch's request to depose Hillary Clinton over her emails. Very recent update on that, Hillary Clinton has responded by filing an emergency motion in a desperate attempt to stop her court-ordered deposition. Please leave a comment and tell me what you think about this most recent update. If you could give this video a thumbs up, click the like button, that's greatly appreciated, and make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Just a reminder, if you're on Twitter, you can follow me there as well, @RealityReader, my name on Twitter, another place where you can follow for more updates. I will follow up soon. Thanks again.